Well, here we are. I'm eternally grateful to everyone who has made this possible. In this building, the group of friends from across the political spectrum who came together on this issue. I think it's quite unique that it got people together from all sides to work towards Julian's freedom and to keep it at the top of the agenda for years now. And the results we see today, we see last night, I think the whole world celebrated with us. It was us meeting on the tarmac, but it was the entire world who was celebrating. I think it's important to recognize that this breakthrough came at a time when Julian was going to be able to air his arguments in the UK if there had been an appeal. He had been granted permission to appeal. The issue before the High Court was going to be his ability to rely on constitutional protections in the US for freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And it was only then that there was a breakthrough in the negotiations and things started moving very quickly. I think that's very telling. And if Julian pleaded guilty in a federal court in Saipan, it's because he was pleading guilty to committing journalism. This case criminalizes journalism, journalistic activity, standard journalistic activity of news gathering and publishing. And so this is the reality of this prosecution. It's the case should never have been brought, and but the important thing is that Julian is free and that he is no longer in Belmarsh prison, and that the case is over and we can put this behind us. And Julian is overjoyed and so grateful to the Australian people, to the members of Parliament, and to the government and also the opposition who came together to voice the need for his release. Thank you, and I don't know.
What's Julian going to do now? Is it WikiLeaks 2.0, and will he be soliciting information from Russian hackers and other international figures?
Julian plans to swim in the ocean every day. He plans to sleep in a real bed. He plans to taste real food. And he plans to enjoy his freedom. Julian is the most principled man I know, and he will always defend human rights and speak out against injustice. And he can choose how he does that because he is a free man.
Has Julian ever indicated to you, or do you think that if he was given access to classified documents again in future, he would do it all?
Julian just got back from a 72-hour long flight to freedom, and 5 years of incarceration in a high-security prison, and 7 years before that arbitrarily detained in the Ecuadorian embassy, and a year and a half before that he was under house arrest. He is just savoring freedom for the first time in 14 years. He needs time to rest and to recover, and he's just rediscovering normal life, and he needs space to do that.
Stella, has he had time to speak to the children yet? Can you talk us through whether he's managed to see them in person, or what it was like when they were first able to speak with him as a free man?
Not yet, because we want to do it when we're in the same place. I'm obviously here, and the kids were asleep when he arrived last night. So yeah, it's still hasn't happened yet, but they were very excited when they found out that Daddy was coming home. I had to tell them gradually, so they were very, very excited. They were jumping on the sofa, and I managed to send the video of them reacting and jumping on the sofa to Julian while he was, I think, in Saipan, and he was very, very pleased.
Is a movie here, a book here, a paid movie, anything like that in the works, particularly given the intersection though that we have very strict procedures of crime laws in this country that stop people from profiting, criminals from profiting from such selling their stories. Is anything like that in the works at this point?
Julian literally just got off a plane. I have many stories to tell, and on the plea agreement, I believe, and Barry, correct me if I'm wrong, that Julian isn't allowed to request freedom of information, make freedom of information requests from the U.S. government, but you can, and I encourage you to. Why would they want him not to do that? So please do.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. Ben, if an Australian Prime Minister talking to an Australian citizen challenges the relationship with the United States, there's a problem with the relationship. Thanks, everyone, for coming today.
Very good photo. Well, you don't want a photo.